Namaste, welcome. Thank you so much for your presence today. Many different reasons may have brought us here today. Mere curiosity, a desire to end some form of suffering, a longing for peace. All walks of life eventually lead to the same place. The realization of our true self, Brahman, our eternal, timeless nature. So it always is a good story with a happy ending. Sometimes we may not see this because our suffering can feel so real and overpowering. The trauma, the loss, the fear. But they all ultimately come from a place of benevolence, our own true self, that is inviting us to transcend the limitations of ego and the mind. Like calling a beautiful butterfly to emerge from the confinements of its cocoon. We all want to be happy and peaceful because it is our own true nature. But we are also very attached to this idea of duality, of me, you, and other, because it allows for a kaleidoscope of experiences, loving another being the highest one, and in its purest form, loving God. But there comes a time when we begin to suffer this sense of duality or separation more than we enjoy it. And this is when awakening begins. When we realize our true self, it is not something new that we need to learn or to acquire, but a most intimate recognition, because it is what we already are. It only lay dormant or was covered up by Maya and conditioning. So all we do in these kind of meetings is to strip away these layers of illusion. This is why what I'm saying is not a teaching, but rather a reminder of what we already know. Every human being wants to realize their true self, feel comfortable and happy in who they are. But when we see ourselves as a person, this can be very difficult because we identify with a body, what we look like, our titles, achievements, the roles we play in society. And these are all very fragile forms of identification. Our true self is immaculate, perfect being. How could it ever be adequately and wholly expressed by these parameters? The person is always flawed. We can always become better, more worthy, more pure. But it is not what we are. So let us now again drop all these lies about ourselves and clarify our being. Anyone can do this, and it is very simple. Let us take a moment and become still. Cease all the activities that distract your attention. Usually, so much of our attention and energy is given to thoughts. They constantly pass through our mind, and they carry us into an imagined future or past, away from what is here right now. So for now, let us not identify with them. Simply let them pass by like clouds in the sky. It may require some persistence in the beginning because we are so used to believe and identify with each and every thought. But in time it will become easier. All thoughts arise inside of our awareness. We can observe them come and go. And if we do not identify, they have no power. They simply pass by. Our awareness is not affected. It is like space, vast, pure, peaceful, abiding. It does not do anything. It simply is. To the mind, these words may seem negative, lacking, boring, because it always needs things and to be engaged in some form of activity. But our true self, pure awareness, does not need anything. What does awareness need to do to be what it is? Because we cannot understand this in the mind, we have to be brave and step into actual experience. Right now, we can do this and see that nothing is lost. We can still move about in our life, do all the things we need to do. But when we look from our true position, it all will happen with much more ease and harmony. When ego or the person steps out of the way, this interfering agent who always thinks it needs to do so much, to fight for, to protect, to change. This imagined sense of separation and duality. Awareness has no beginning and no end, no date of birth. Nothing can be taken away from it. Move all your attention here. Whatever comes and tries to catch your attention, thought, person, time, do not identify. It will also pass by. There is a sense of peace, space. It does not come from anywhere. It is what you are. It is always here. the underlying current of all of life. Each day we have this choice to either go with the person and the storylines of the mind, or to stay in our highest place as awareness. It may require some effort in the beginning, but each time we choose awareness, conditioning and habit will become weaker. And we can immediately see the fruit of our efforts in how we feel, how we act, how we interact with other people. It will all come from this place of peace and love that we are. What is here to fear? Life can move in many different ways. But when we realize that everything appears inside of awareness, we know it must come from a place of benevolence, even if we sometimes cannot see it. It is a knowing beyond the knowing of the mind. Words cannot describe it. All concepts dissolve in it. Everything dissolves in it. Only beingness remains. Joyful, abiding, absolute. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Share it with anyone else you think can benefit. And if you like, subscribe to my channel so we can stay connected. All my love to you.